To a Rainbow Six Siege base operator ranking. I know I haven't uploaded in a while, so I recently got into Rainbow Six Siege and I decided that I should probably just make a video on it. Well, at least a tier list video on it. So I will only be ranking the base operators since I haven't really got all the DLC operators, since I'm still pretty new. However, I have unlocked all the base operators now, and I just want to rank them, see what you guys think about where I put these operators, and you may disagree with me, you may agree with me, but I'm just ranking these based on my personal experience and what I've seen from other places. So we're going to start off with Tachanka, who's got his stationary turret, which can be devastating, but he does have to, remain stationary. So that can be a disadvantage. A lot of people may think he's bad, but he can be effective if you are lucky, I guess. So I'm going to be putting him in this rank called Lord, and we are going to have no further discussions about that. So, next up we have Castle, who's got his bulletproof barricade, which can sometimes do more harm than good because it can block out roamers if the castle doesn't know what he's doing. But, so for that reason I'm going to have to put him in C tier. However, if you're very good at Castle, I might move him to B or A for you, but overall I think Castle is going to have to stay at C. Sledge is the first attacking operator I got, and he's got very good breaching capabilities with his sledgehammer, which has got a lot of charges, and of course he has frag grenades and good weapons, so I'm going to have to put him at S rank. If you're just starting the game, I recommend using Sledge. Next up we have Glaz, who's got his thermal scope and his gas grenades. Although he does have frag grenades, but I'd recommend using the smoke grenades because that's what his ability is for. But of course, in Rainbow Six Siege, it's much better to have a quicker rate of fire unless you're very, very good at aiming. So I'm going to put Glaz at C rank for that. And of course, you do have to stay still for your thermal scope to work well, which is kind of a disadvantage since, as we established, standing still isn't a very good idea in Rainbow Six Siege. Now, we've got Kapkan next, and he's got his traps, which can be quite easily noticed if you're careful. And I've tried him a lot, and I haven't really had any luck with him. His traps might be pretty good if nobody's really paying attention, but once people are careful, he's not really that effective, so I'm going to have to leave him in C. Next we have Twitch, who's got her Twitch drones, which can get rid of enemy gadgets, cameras, and even drop mirrors glass, which can be very helpful, but the fact that it can't jump is kind of a disadvantage, but it can still be quite useful. So I'm going to put her at A because of what she could do. But a lot of players might not use her very well, and that's why I can't put her any higher than that. Next we have Thermite, who can destroy reinforced walls, which is very good because a lot of times defenders hide behind reinforced walls thinking they're safe, and Thermite completely gets rid of those reinforced walls. So I'm going to have to put him at an S rank. Next we have IQ, who can detect electronics, which can be useful at times, but I wouldn't say she's the most useful operator, so I'm just going to leave her at B. We have Bandit, who can electrify reinforcements, shields, or barbed wire, which can be useful sometimes, especially the reinforced walls for disabling anything that an attacker tries to place on it. So I'm going to put him at A because you can use him effectively, but he can sometimes be quite easily countered by, for example, a Twitch. Next we have Fuse, who I have gotten the most kills with 14 kills in total. So his cluster charges are pretty good for getting kills even when you're not in the room yet, and well, clearing out that room. So I'm just going to put him in S rank since I really like playing as him. Next we have Doc, who's got healing capabilities, but of course if with Rainbow Six Siege the headshot kills instantly mechanic can make it hard for Doc to be very effective. So I'm going to put him at B. Next we have Blitz, who can be quite fun to play, but of course his flash thing doesn't really work that well. So I'm just going to put him at a B tier. Jaeger can get rid of any projectiles with his ADDs, which is very useful since with him around you pretty much don't even need to worry about grenades and stuff like that anymore. So I'm going to have to put him at S. Next we have Smoke, and he can be very good for holding until the last few seconds, but of course that does mean you have to survive until the last few seconds, and a lot of players don't use him that effectively, so I'm going to have to put him at B for that. Rook is a very good operator with a decent gun, an ACOG, and of course his Rook armor, which helps out the entire team at the beginning of the round, unless someone shoots your armor or doesn't pick it up, which can be annoying at times, but overall I think he is an A tier operator. Ash is, well, she's fast, she can breach from a distance, and she's got decent guns, so I'm just going to be putting her at A. Pulse can be very effective with his heartbeat sensor, which makes him a very good roamer. I haven't been very good at him, but I've seen a lot of people who are, so I'm going to put him at A tier. Next we have Montaigne, who can be very good at, well, going to rooms without being hurt and telling everybody where the enemies are and stuff like that. I'm not very good at him, but if you have a good Montaigne on your team, he could be the reason you win that round. Next we have Thatcher, who's got his EMP grenades. Now these can be quite useful, but in the time I've played him, I haven't really had any good times to use his EMP grenades. Of course, if you do use him often and you find him very effective, then that's great, but for now I'm just going to have to leave him at rank B. Mute is a very good operator who can get rid of, well, disable drones, anything that attackers are trying to place on reinforcements, and anything like that. So he's very good, so I'm putting him at A. So those are all of the base operators ranked. Hopefully you can tell me in the comments whether you agree or disagree with what I've put here. I haven't played the game that much yet, so this ranking thing might change in a few weeks, but for now this is what I've got. This is where I've put all the base operators, and well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do subscribe, and goodbye.